Wow, the market is taking a nosedive. Let's jump in, analyze, and get an unbiased view and try to decipher exactly what is going on. What is up, gang? It is I, Carlton Flowers, your crypto pro.
Yay!
And we are here taking a very important look at what's going on in the market. Let me check to see if my mic gain is right. I had it way up too loud the last video. It is set correctly. We are in the midst of a sell-off, and we need to look at the charts and see if we can get an unbiased view without listening to all of the dunderheads on YouTube, the prognosticators that seem to know everything and predict everything. Let's take a look at what's going on with the charts on the 4-hour and the 1 day and see what we can see. And we're going to run through some of the top projects, starting out with BTC, of course. And then we'll talk about some common sense things and lessons that we need to learn from this experience. So watch the whole video all the way through, like and subscribe. Seems like not as many people will like, subscribe, and hit the thumbs up on videos where really rock solid good advice is going on during these down market moments. But whenever we're going in a frenzy flying up, that's when I get a lot more feedback. So show your support for the advice. If you pick up anything in here that helps you to make, say, to survive what's going on right now, and keep in mind that absolutely none of this is financial advice. It's for entertainment purposes only, and we're in this together. We're just trying to figure it out. All right, let's get rid of my handsome face, and we are going to start out on the Bitcoin chart for the 4-hour with the VPVR, the volume profile visible range is set up, where if you don't know what this means, it flips the volume from horizontal to the vertical side at a specific price point. So in other words, how much Bitcoin was ever bought and sold within this visible range of what the chart is showing at 56,156.91. Well, it says this amount. That's where that bar goes. Or say at this bar right here, it shoots out to here. So at 57,000, it's saying this much volume was bought. The majority of the trading went on for this chunk of time at this price where this red line is here. That is called the POC. That is the point of control for the visible range. Let's put POC on here. POC, point of control. So that means that price is controlled by this level. Action comes above and below this. It oscillates around that point of control. And so the next serious move is made. Now, what normally happens with the trading activity and the price action, we tend to bounce around from node to node on the VPVR where prior popular levels of trading have taken place. Now we can see here, there's this big one up here at like 58,000. Then there's another one here at like 50,000. We got a little one here at what, 39. There's one at, or is that about 40? That's about 40. No, 43. I'm sorry, 43. There's this little one here that's above 44. And then of course we're at the point of control here. Below that, we have what I call a slip zone. As volume goes down into less popularity, as it's tailing off, I call this the slip zone. In other words, if we don't hold on to this POC price, when we get down below the area where there's a lot of popular volume, we'll usually slip down to the next bigger node below. That is concerning. So at this moment, we see the stochastic is very bearish, and it looks like the fast and slow line are starting to diverge yet again. They tried to cross over and then they opened back up. These little fake crossovers, they happen sometimes. Look at this one right there. Notice that the blue line was coming up, about to cross over. And what did it do? It touched and it diverged again. All right. And then you also notice that the VPVR, the MACD oscillator was coming back up to the zero line, to head up here and start some green bars. And what did it do? It rejected and it started heading down for another trip into the red bar territory. That's very weak and it is bearish. And so then overall, the oscillators are still headed in this direction. There is strong downward momentum. And now I'm looking at this. We are about to touch on the bottom of this triangle. We are very close to it. We can already see that we have violated this previous low. So we just created a lower low. Here's the previous lower low that took out this one, that took out that one. And then you can go all the way up the ladder. Okay. Now we are barely below this one here at the current price of 31,388. Watch out what happens if we fail this blue line. We could bounce here, but if we don't bounce, then there's a very good possibility that we get some very strong downward momentum. That's all I'm saying. Just look out for it and be prepared. It can happen. This is a dangerous time to be investing into this. Let's look and see what it looks like on the 1 day. Oops, that's 1 hour, 1 day. Here's the 1 day chart. It's a little bit more clear. We can see our triangle that we had here that was forming, and we have made it all the way across from one limit to the other, and we're ready to touch down. Now, along with that, what are we looking at on the indicators? We are looking at a very bearish stochastic, taking a very steep angle downward. Momentum is headed down. Look at the blue line and the red line. Are they anywhere close to each other? Is that blue line curling over? No, it is not. What does that tell me? Momentum is still going downward at this moment. Now, that could change at any time, but right now it looks like we are sailing down towards this 20% boundary here, which denotes the land of oversold. If we get down there, that is a very weak and bearish stochastic. Looking at the MACD, what do you see right here? A crossover just happened on the 4 hour. And what do you see right here? The histogram just dropped into the negative. Look at that little tick mark. There it is. There's a red one. There it is right there. So we are still experiencing downward negative momentum as we fell off of this big fat volume node right here on the VPVR, headed down into the slip zone. See that? It's much smaller down here, but we still have that downward momentum. Now let's scrunch this up. Let's clear this and scrunch it up and see if we can find a node below. There they are. So when in doubt, look at what happened down below, and you will find out what the possibilities are. Now that we have scrunched down and brought more volume or trading price history into the visible range of the VPVR, we can see that from September of last year to this point, the point of control price is, well, I mean, that's 11,780. Take that with a grain of salt. That just means that going back an entire year, the control price is this point, but we had a lot of price history with this less than, say, 12,000 volume right here. So that's not anything indicating that we're going to head down quite that low. That doesn't mean anything, but we're going to look at the volume nodes. We just wanted to get enough history in here so we can pull out the other volume nodes to know what's possible. So we can see that there's one sticking out here. We got one at like 30,000, and you've heard people talk about that. Here's the one at 27,000 that people talk about. There's the one at 20K right there. There's the 19,000. That's what people have talked about. And then we also heard people talking 14,000, and we've heard some talking 12. So those are all nodes on the VPVR. So it means it's possible. Again, right here, crossover happening, about to occur. Now, of course, this could bounce and go the other way, but for right now, this is all we have to go by, is that there's a crossover that is about to happen. All right, let's jump out of the 1 day and go back to the 4 hour. And we're going to look at the other ones, the other alts, just real quick to see. Let's just shop and compare, see what's going on here. There's XRP, if it would load, and we are now at 62 cents. You can see I have a green strike zone box. This is where I told myself start buying, but I haven't bought anything yet because the downward momentum is just too steep. This is bearish. MACD oscillators headed down, diverging. We've got an entry into the oversold zone already. So hopefully that means that we're nearing the bottom on XRP. Moving right along. Ethereum is shocking the world now as it has fallen out of the $2,500 point of control. Look at the point of control price. See right there around 2,500. And then notice that we have this node right here at 1948, and we could be dropping down fast because there's a slip zone here. There was nothing holding us for 2,000, nothing significant about 2,000. We just had this little node sticking out right there. Litecoin 126. I never thought we'd see Litecoin at 126 again. One thing I want to point out on the Litecoin chart, we just took out a previous low. See this low here? We took that one out on the 4-hour with a candle close. The next critical level will be taking out this wick right there. If we lose that one, we're going to go lower. And it's looking like it because this is crossed, tried to cross, open back up, looking bearish. And so is this sloppy MACD. Let's look at Mana is on sale for 47.6 cents, taking out previous lows. And we are even below this previous green wick, this real weird scam wick here. Both of these wicks. We're testing a major bottom. And if we fall out of this, which it looks like we're going to, because this stochastic here is looking like it's going to come unglued. It tried to cross over, and now it's headed back south. And then this MACD, the oscillators are diverging. So it is definite downward momentum. ICP that I aped in way too early. I started buying in at 65. So many people said it could never go below 100. And look at it now. Look at it now. This is a lesson for all you people that chase ICOs. I thought I waited long enough and I still got burnt. So I'm going to have to buy. I only bought 10 of it at 65. You know, what the heck. But if I get 10 more, I can dollar cost average this thing down. But it's still going down. It's got a ways to go. It's not stopping yet. Filecoin on sale. Taking out all previous lows. Dating way back. No telling. We might be able to see a $30 Filecoin again. This is just... I don't know. I can't determine a bottom coming in. We're below this last little node. If we pull in even more history, pop out to the 1 day, maybe, we can see this big fat node way down at 23. That was in the days when I first started buying it. And then I sold up here, and then I bought in again at 125 and also at 75. That was dumb. We're going to be giving all that back. The bottom might be down here at around the 37, 38 level. All right, back to the 4-hour. Just a few more. Graph is at 51 cents and bearish looking, taking out previous lows. Chainlink, this is the one. Look at this delicious thing. It is now at a critical previous low point that happened around the 24th of May. Here we are. If we don't hold this, then all bets are off. We're going to be sailing through my strike zone here, getting some delicious pricing. Who knows? I'm not going to predict anything other than to say that it's going to be lower than what it is right now. It'll be fun to watch, though. Moving right along, Loom at 4.9 cents. I might buy this back if we can get below 4 cents. I sold it previously. I sold everything mostly at a profit. Not a great profit, but at a profit. Here's Anchor that I aped in at 8.6 cents way too early, and I'm going to have to DCA this thing. AMP, thank goodness I did not buy. I have a strike zone box here. I'm not buying it until it drops below 5.9 cents. Here's Matic. I had talked about Matic a month ago, and I said I'm not getting it until it comes back to $1 after we made this run here. I said, boys and girls, this thing's coming down. So it shot down, shot back up, and I said, I still don't believe it. And right after this peak that happened here, when this lower high came in, I said, yeah, it's going to go back below $1. And each new high, it was lower and lower and lower each time. It dipped down to 86 cents after the major run, and I believe we are going to get that again as the point of control price on this visible range is at 81 cents. Very possible. So that's all I've got. I'm going to have another video coming out on Key. This is self-key, and it's sitting at 0.0076 cents. I'm waiting on it. I had sold my Key bag right around 0.0125 for a pretty nice profit. And when I buy back, I'm going to be able to double to 5x my bag of what I had before. First, I had 176,000. I sold it here. At the current time, I could probably buy 300,000 or 400,000 compared to what I had before. And if I wait long enough, it might be 500,000. More on that later. But that's all I got. I just wanted to take a look at the market and see realistically what these charts are looking like. So we'll leave it there for this point with the DXY floating down today. Kind of odd that the DXY was taking a dive and Bitcoin was also taking a dive, but it happens. It doesn't always occur that DXY goes up and Bitcoin goes down. Keep your eyes on Bitcoin and we'll wait and see what happens with this triangle bottom and see if we bounce up, which it is up a little bit. It's kind of trying to gain itself and it's pulling up its pants and tightening its belt and trying to hang on there. So we'll wait and watch what happens. Post your comments below. Let me know what you think is going to happen in the immediate future. Your thoughts on the 4-hour chart, the 1-day chart. Like and subscribe. Share it with a friend. And we'll see you on the next one. Peace. Dadgummit. All right, this is the last time.